Know of any similar effort that's taken place anywhere in the country.
A grassroots effort to vaccinate a New Haven neighborhood hit hard by the pandemic kicks off tomorrow. That's when volunteers will go house to house, knocking on doors to sign people up for the COVID vaccine. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live right now in the Fairhaven neighborhood with more details on what they're doing there. Hi, Matt.
Hi there, Mark. You said it. This is going to be like a get out the vote canvas, as you mentioned. They're going to be out here in these neighborhoods, knocking on doors, talking with people, dropping off flyers. And, they're really hoping that face-to-face personal connection will really make a difference.
We rolled up our sleeves and we said, okay, we know this community better than any others. How is it that we're going to use our own knowledge of this community to make sure that we are successful and we get immunity in this neighborhood?
And for local organizer Kika Matos, that means taking a page out of her Get Out the Vote playbook, but this time not talking about political candidates, but rather the COVID vaccine.
When we knock on doors and people answer the doors, who will they see? They will see bilingual volunteers, they will see immigrant volunteers, they will see their neighbors. And so for us, that will make a significant difference because it'll break down the barriers.
And in Fairhaven, a predominantly Latino neighborhood hit hard by the pandemic, there are plenty of barriers to access, like language and transportation. So Fairhaven Community Healthcare decided it would need an army of volunteers to reach its 17,000 neighbors by knocking on more than 5,000 doors.
Everyone should have the option and the opportunity to access the vaccine.
Dave Weinrib, a member of the Fairhaven Community Management Team, is training volunteers who will not only provide information, but also sign neighbors up for the vaccine on the spot, make sure they have a ride to the clinic if needed, or even bring them the vaccine if they're homebound.
We understand that the pandemic has disproportionately affected neighbors and people who we live with and who we work with, and this is one important effort to communicate out to our neighbors.
And they're determined to do just that.
We'll come back a second time. We'll come back a third time. We will come back until we've either gotten a hard no, we've gotten people vaccinated, and that we've knocked on every door.
Now, the campaign kicks off tomorrow at 11 outside Fairhaven Community Healthcare on Grand Avenue. Of course, they can still use more volunteers if you're interested. We've got all the information on the Channel 3 app. We're live with the mobile newsroom in New Haven. Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.